Hey, thanks for joining me today. My name is Vanessa and I am one of the co-founders of OSHE, and I'm also a qualified health and safety consultant. Today I want to walk you through our software and show you how it could transform the way you do health and safety in your business. Now let's get stuck in. Let's start with registers. So our registers are one of our core elements within our software, and the reason for that is because it integrates with our task analysis, our jobs, and our site-specific safety plans. This means if we set up the registers really well, it removes duplication for the end user and also makes creating SSSPs and task templates super simple. We also provide you with libraries throughout all of our registers so that you don't necessarily have to create everything from scratch. This is a huge time saver also for administrators when setting up. Once you come in and add from our library or create your own, you do have autonomy to manage any of the hazards or risks, as well as plant and equipment, hazardous substances, training or emergency procedures. Simply by clicking the pen button, you can come in and make any changes necessary. You can update risk ratings, you can edit controls. All of our registers contain change logs, so you have a really good history of any changes made to your registers for the life. Next up, we're going to go over the task analysis templates. So providing that you've set up your registers really well, this is going to take not much time at all. We always recommend getting worker engagement and setting up these templates, as these are what they will use on a day-to-day basis. Now, the task templates are linked to all the registers we've just established, so your training, your PPE, and your plant and equipment. Also in here, we have linked our hazards. So providing we click any of the listed hazards from our register, it's automatically going to pull the controls in here for us. And then from here, we can take away controls or we can completely add in if something is different. We can update the risk ratings, residual and initial. We can also step out the jobs. So we want to come in and list out the steps 1, 2, 3 of what's going to happen. Once we've created the task templates, the workers on a day-to-day basis will be able to come in on their mobile device and click on New Task Analysis. And by clicking on the templates that have been created, it's going to allow them to have what the steps are, what equipment is involved, training, and all the hazards that we've recognized already predefined for them. Again, they do have the ability to come in and completely edit the controls, the risk ratings, but this does give them a good foundation to start from and removes that repetition of having to enter the same information day in and day out. What we're really pushing here is to get them to add in what is different. So when they use these templates on site, they also have access to the registers. So if they're on site and let's say there's dogs or animals or there's other contractors, providing it's listed in your registers, they'll be able to come in, click on contractors and have the controls already established for them. Again, they can completely edit these on site. Following on from there, we can also get them to complete their pre-start checks. By ticking these off and clicking good to go, they're done for the day. They can commence their works and have a really good risk assessment completed for the works that they will undertake. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at jobs. So we're going to click into the jobs tab. We're going to click on add new job. This is where we can type in the name. Once we've typed in a name, it will create a profile like this. We can come in here, we can put in the name, the status, site address, site contact number, and click save. Once we've clicked save, we will have the option to build a SSSP and select any task analysis templates relevant for the job. Now, the task analysis templates are awesome when you're tendering because you might not have started the job yet, but this does give you the ability to put in a template to your SSSP so that you can provide it to the client. Looking at the SSSP, it's super simple. So we come in, we complete our basic questionnaire, and if you're familiar with site-specific safety plans, you'll know this well. We can come in next, add in additional information, so we can put in site methodologies, we can upload site maps, as well as any appendixes. Now, different clients require different things. So for this client, they've asked for the safety data sheets to be attached to the back. Others may ask for your health and safety policy or other similar documents. So these can all go up here. We can add in emergency contact numbers. So these can be things like hospitals, or these could be people. who are responsible for the job. Entirely up to you how you manage. We can upload contractors, so we can put in who the contractors are, what they're going to do, and if they've supplied a SSSP or task analysis. Now, the job registers make creating SSSPs super easy and is a huge time saver because all of the plant and equipment, emergency procedures, and training are all linked to our registers. All we have to do is click on the drop-down list, and this will allow us to transfer that record from the registers. So when I click Generate SSSP, it's going to give me a really good baseline document that I can provide the client. So once we download our SSSP, it's going to give us a well-formatted document. It can have your company logo on the front as well as in the top header. This is going to track our basic information we've entered, our questionnaire we would have filled in, our site methodologies, contractors, as well as any site maps that we may have uploaded. It's also going to track any task analysis that we selected from the task templates if the job hasn't started yet, or any task analysis that have been completed at the time the SSSP was generated. What it will also do is pull in all your registers from the drop-downs that we selected. This is going to be plant and equipment, hazardous substance, as well as any site reviews and toolboxes and incident reports tracked against the job. Also, it's going to pull in our notifiable works procedure as well as our notifiable events procedure. At the back of the document will be all of your emergencies that we predefined from the registers, as well as a change log and also any attachments that we defined when creating the SSSP. All right, moving on to forms. So if we come down here and jump into form templates, this is where you're going to find all of our libraries that you have access to as well. These are the default forms, which if you're using the SSSP will automatically pull in, but we also have documents to Africa in here that you can share. So by simply clicking the plus button, it would add it into your own profile. Once it's in your profile, you can come through and completely customize any forms. You can adjust the security permissions in terms of if you want administrators only to view it, and yeah, who has access. All of the features are click and drags, and these can go into much more detail if you'd like more information, but can all be totally customized to your preference. We also have escalations, so for things like plant pre-starts, rather than forms that you have to trawl through, you can set up an event. So when something is wrong, you could set it up so someone gets a task or gets sent an email. This can be defined by a person. It can have a message associated with it, and then obviously how many closeout days till it needs actioning. This would then generate tasks. So in your tasks, if you were assigned a task, it will sit in your task tab. All tasks are associated with the form, so you can click into them. You can also manage the task for the life of it. So if you click into it, you can track notes. So if, say, your action was to order tyres for a vehicle and they weren't in stock yet, you could put a note in here saying order tyres on X date, and then you'd have a good running log for that task for the life of it. Next up, we have our Forms tab. So the Forms tab is where we come to do any reporting. So we can run reports on any of our forms we have in our library. This will allow us to view and also pull PDF versions. We can also pull CSVs for data ranges. So once it's pulled from the system, you'd be able to manipulate the data. User management, each user is set up with a profile. You can simply set them up with a profile by clicking on Add New User. You can enter an email address and define the access level. The access level will give permissions throughout the system, and all new users are sent an invitation which they need to accept. This will then prompt them to create a profile. If we come into a user section, this is where we can define who automatically gets notified when an incident occurs or when training is expiring. This can vary per person. Each person also has a training register, so all company modules are listed here. Dates can be tracked as well as competency levels and experience. We can also update any files or certificates against the record. We also have induction modules, which can either be the ones we provide you with, or you can use your own if you have company specifics. This enables workers to come in, select a document, open it, read it. This could be done in a training session or could be done autonomously. They then have the option to sign it off if they understand it, as well as an administrator. So this is excellent in terms of tracking user inductions when onboarding to our program and software. Feature within our software is our contractor management, and we manage these via our QR codes. Each company can set up these individually by jobs, or they can have a company-specific QR code. The QR code, if you use the company-specific ones, means you can use the same one across sites, and it will allow a drop-down for the jobs, or you can list a job-specific QR code, so it would only ever bring up that job to the contractor signing in. Again, our forms are the click and drag, so you can build and define any checklist that you'd like the contractors to sign into. This could be check-in, check-out. This could be a contractor induction to site. These are really good because we don't require the contractors to download an app. They simply scan the code, it will take them to a web page, and they can complete the form. The contractor can be managed through the visitors logs, which are displayed on the mobile app, which give good visibility to site supervisors so they can track who is on and off site. An excellent feature for contractor management. We also have, to finish off, our file browser. So the file browser enables you to upload any documents that you would like your workers to have access to. So these things might be your health and safety policy, maybe some training modules, anything relevant that you'd like to share with your workers to give them good access through the system. I hope this demo was helpful. Thank you.